Good morning, viewers. This is Kasturi Day. Today, again, I'll discuss some question answers, ICSE pattern question answers, specimen type of question answers, which come in the ICSE syllabus of class 9, okay, of the tissue chapter, which I was discussing in my last few videos. One mistake was there in the cardiac muscle. So I have rectified, I've given you note on that, that there's a mistake, please rectify. Now I'll make it in the video also. In the cardiac muscle, the structure of the cardiac muscle is they are the fibers. Okay, the muscles is the muscle fibers are branched, they are striated and uninucleated. Okay, they have one nucleus, and as well as they are striated and they have intercalated discs. Okay, now the location. Okay, the function is the rhythmic contraction of the heart muscles. Okay, what is the function of the cardiac muscle? As it is found in the heart, its location is in the heart. So the function of it is the rhythmic contraction of the heart muscles, which helps heart to pump the blood to the various parts of the body. So the contraction, the heart muscles, they contract in a rhythmic way to pump the blood out of the heart to the various parts of the body. And that rhythmic contraction is done by the cardiac muscle. So its function is to provide rhythmic contraction of the heart muscle, which helps to in turn help to pump the blood to the various parts of the body. Okay, this is the rectification. Please make it in the cardiac muscle section. Okay, now we'll go to the specimen questions. Okay. Name the cytoplasmic projections which arise from the cyton. What are the cytoplasmic projections that arise from the cyton? They are dendrons and axon. Okay. Next, we come to the second question, that is, draw a neuron and label the node of Ranvier, Nasal Granule, and the cyton. See the picture. From the picture, you can see this is the cyton. This is the cell body. Okay, the cell body, which is green in color, which has at the center, this is the nucleus, the blue colored dense part, that is the nucleus. And around the blue colored dense part, the nucleus, around the nucleus, there are certain granules present in a circle, which are known as nasal granules. Okay. Now, see, from the cyton, there are certain fibers coming out. Okay. These are the dendrons, and one of the dendrons, it extends, which again, I'm sorry, one more thing I want to tell you, that these dendrons, they further divide to form dendrites. Okay. Now, one of the dendron that grows into a long fiber, that is known as axon. Okay, that is known as axon, and which is covered by the myelin sheath. This is the myelin sheath. This is the axon, which is growing up, the long fiber which is grown from the cyton, that is the axon. Okay, and the axon is covered by pink color sheath, which is known as the myelin sheath. And this myelin sheath is broken at certain places, and those places are known as node of Ranvier. Okay. So these three are marked in the structure of the neuron, that is nasal granule, cyton, and node of Ranvier. Next, we are coming to the next question, third question. Name the part of the body where the following are situated: ciliated epithelium and stratified epithelium. Excuse me. Ciliated epithelium is found in the respiratory tract and also in the fallopian tubes of the women. Okay, so the ciliated epithelium tissue is found in the respiratory tract, the trachea, the respiratory pathway. Okay, and also in the fallopian tube of the women. Now, stratified squamous epithelium, that is found in the outermost layer of the skin and the inner lining of the mouth, esophagus, and vagina. So, inner lining of the tubes, that is food pipe, that is mouth, esophagus, and also the vagina, and also the outermost layer of the skin is formed by stratified squamous epithelium. Okay. Next is state the function of the adipose tissue. Okay. The main function of the adipose tissue is to store energy in the form of fat. In the form of fat, the adipose tissue stores energy, which gives us, and when we don't have our food, that energy is being given to the cells so that the cells can work of the body, so that they can work. Okay, so they can store energy in the form of fat. Next question is difference between parenchyma and collenchyma. So the parenchyma cells, they originate from the ground and protoderm meristems. Okay, they originate from ground and protoderm meristems, whereas it is also meristematic tissue. And this collenchyma cells, they originate from procambium. They are epidermal layers of the plants are composed of these cells. So these collenchyma cells, they compose the epidermal layer. They form the epidermal layer of the plants. Okay, and they originate from procambium, whereas the parenchyma cells, they grow from the protoderm of meristems. Okay, next point is found in every delicate plant parts. Parenchyma cells are found in every delicate plant parts, whereas collenchyma cells are specially found in the leaves, stems, and petioles. Okay, then parenchyma cells are living but unspecialized, whereas collenchyma cells are living. They are also living, but they are specialized cells. Then parenchyma cells are generally isodiametric but vary in shape. Okay, similar in diameters, but the shape varies. Okay, whereas collenchyma cells are elongated. Then parenchyma cell wall, the cell wall of the parenchyma cells, that is present, which is thin walled. They have cell wall, but that is thin walled. Okay, whereas in collenchyma, the cell wall is present. Here also the cell wall is present, but that is uneven. Okay, it's not continuous, it is uneven. Then parenchyma cell wall is made up of cellulose. The cell wall of the parenchyma cells, they are made up of cellulose, whereas the cell wall of the collenchyma cells, they are made up of hemicellulose and pectin. Okay, hemicellulose and pectin. Then parenchyma cells, they have large intercellular spaces between them, between the cells. Okay, and this collenchyma cells, they have small intercellular spaces between the cells. Okay, then parenchyma cells, they function in the food storage, gases exchange, and photosynthesis, whereas collenchyma cells, they function in the rendering mechanical support and elasticity. Okay, so they give the parenchyma cells, they help in food storage, they store food, they exchange gases, and also they take part in the photosynthesis process. Whereas in collenchyma cells, they give mechanical support and elasticity to the plant parts. Okay. So next question we are moving to, draw the structure of the squamous epithelium, state the function of it, and where is it located. Okay. So this first part, we need to draw the squamous epithelium. So this is the picture of the squamous epithelium. You need to draw like this. Okay. You can make some variations also, but the overall picture should be like this with the labeling. Like this is the nucleus, the dense part, black part on the center of the cell, that is the nucleus. And the blue colored part just below the cell arrangement, that is the basement membrane. These two things should be mentioned. Now, what is the function of the squamous epithelium? It protects the underlying parts from the mechanical injury. Okay, where the squamous epithelium is present, the underlying parts are protected from any mechanical injury. They help to protect the entry of the germs. They restrict the entry of the germs, and also they help to protect the cells from the underlying cells from drying. Okay, they also filter the materials due to its semi-permeability. As they're semi-permeable, they they restrict the materials from entering into the underlying parts of the body. Okay, that's why they can protect the cells, underlying cells, from mechanical injury, entry of germs, or even drying. Okay, so next part is, okay, and a squamous epithelium They are found in the lining of the body cavities, such as mouth, esophagus, alveoli, blood vessels, etc. So where they are found in the lining of the body cavities. Okay, like mouth, esophagus, alveoli, blood vessels, etc. They are found. Okay, all the body cavities, the inner lining of it is formed by the squamous epithelium. Next, moving on to the next question, that is, a dead complex tissue in plant is known as what? A dead complex tissue in plant is known as a bark, which we call it as a bark. So that bark is nothing but it's a dead complex tissue. Next question we are moving to is question number 8. Give the structure which attaches muscle to bones. Okay, so the muscle is attached to bone by tendon. It's a structure known as tendon, which is composed of dense, regular connective tissues. It's composed of what? Regular connective tissues, but that is dense in their, its density is much more. Okay, so it's very close. The cells are very closely packed, having a dense matrix. So that is the tendon. Okay, so next is state the main function of the ligament. Ligament joins what? To make the joint strong, and it helps in the movement, Okay, its main function is to make the joints strong. Okay, and it helps the joints to move, helps the joints to move. Okay, it is joining the bones. It's joins from one bone to another. Like the tendon joins one muscle to bone, the ligaments join one bone to bone, making the joint strong and thereby help it to move. So next question is difference between the function of tendon and ligament. So function of tendon and ligament. Function of tendon is it connects skeletal muscles to the bones, whereas ligaments connects the ends of the bones at the joints. Okay, bones to bones at the joint. It is connected to one bone to another. The function, it helps in the movement of the bones, and in ligament, it helps to hold the structures together. Okay, so ligament holds the structure strongly together, whereas tendon helps the body movement of the bones. Okay, then it carries tensile forces from muscle to the bone. As it is connected, tendon is connected from muscle to bone. So it's tensile forces are carried from muscle to bone. Whereas in ligament, it maintains the stability in the body. Okay, makes the body stable. Otherwise, it will fall down. If the joints are not strong, then the body will fall down. So to make it strong, to make it stable, this ligament functions like that. Okay. Next is identify the type of tissue in the following: the skin, bark of tree, bone, lining of the kidney tubule, and vascular bundle. Okay. The skin, it is squamous epithelium. Okay. There's a single layered, thin, flattened, irregularly shaped cells with centrally placed nucleus. So skin is made up of squamous epithelium, which is single layered, flattened, irregularly shaped. The cells are very irregular shaped, okay, with a centrally placed nucleus. Now, the bark of the tree is composed of the cork, which is a protective tissue with dead suberized cells. Okay, then bones are of skeletal tissue or osseous tissue. Osteocytes, we call it, bone tissues. So skeletal tissues are there. Then it is composed of skeletal tissues. Then lining of the kidney tubules is formed by cuboidal epithelial tissue, like cube-like cells with hexagonal appearance, which are cube-like cells which has an hexagonal shape. Okay, that is six-sided figure, six-sided polygon. So hexagonal appearance, and it has a central spherical nucleus. Okay. Now the vascular bundle, that is made up of xylem and phloem. So xylem consists of what? Tracheids, vessels, fibers, and parenchyma cells, whereas phloem consists of C elements, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. Okay. Next is, okay, the differentiate between striated, unstriated cardiac muscles on the basis of their structure, their site, their location in the body. See, excuse me, on the basis of the structure of the cells. This is the structure of the cells. On the basis of the structure of the cells, that differentiation is this, that striated muscle cells have alternate light and dark bands. Unstriated muscles, they do not have any bands. Okay, whereas in cardiac muscles, they have faint bands. But in striated muscles, the bands are light and dark muscles, which are bands which are alternative to each other. Alternate with each other. Then striated muscle cells are long and cylindrical, but unstriated muscles are long with pointed ends. Unstriated muscles cells are long but with pointed ends. Okay, tapering towards the ends. Whereas in cardiac muscles, the cells are cylindrical. Okay, then striated muscles, the cells are unbranched. Okay, these unstriated muscles, they are also unbranched, but cardiac muscles cells are branched cells. Striated muscle cells are multinucleated. Unstriated muscle cells are uninucleated, and even cardiac muscle cells are also uninucleated. Okay, on the basis of their location, striated muscle cells are present in the limbs and the joints, the bones. Okay, so these muscles are present in the limbs and also joins the bones, whereas the unstriated muscles are found in the alimentary canal, bronchi of the lungs, etc. Okay, where we do not have any control. But that's why these unstriated muscles are involuntary muscles, whereas striated muscles are voluntary muscles which we can control, like the muscles of which are present in the limbs or the joints, the bones, that of the joints, the bones where they are joining the bones, we can control them, we can restrict our movement, or we can increase our movements. Okay, and the muscles which are found in the heart, they are only found in the wall of the heart. Cardiac muscles, so these are muscles found only in the walls of the heart, which are responsible for the rhythmic movement of the heart. Next question is, name the fluid part of the blood after the removal of the, 13th question is left. Name the connective tissue with a fluid matrix. So the connective tissue with the fluid matrix is blood. And this fluid matrix is known as plasma. So the blood is a connective tissue which has a fluid matrix, and the fluid matrix in the which is present in the blood is known as plasma. Next question is 14. So name the fluid part of the blood after the removal of the corpuscles. Again, it's the plasma. After removing the corpuscle, the fluid part, the fluid matrix which is left behind in the blood, that is the plasma. Now, where is the brush-bordered epithelium present? The brush-bordered epithelium. Brush-bordered epithelium means the epithelial cells which has microvilli, and that is present in the small intestine. Why they are present? It is present there to increase the surface of absorption of the intestine. Okay, which helps the intestine to absorb the food materials, food substances or nutrients about 600 times more. So it is present in the intestinal linings, surface of the intestinal linings, which helps in the absorption of the intestine. It increases the surface area for the absorption of the intestine. Okay. Next question is question number 16. How many types of elements together make up the xylem tissue, and name them? Okay. So the xylem tissue is made up of 4 types of elements, that is tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. Okay. And even the next question is of phloem. Phloem is also made up of 4 types of elements, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. So xylem has also 4 types of elements. Even phloem has also 4 types of elements. Okay. So the last question, number 18. Okay. Whose living cells provide tensile and mechanical strength? The collenchyma are the living cells, though, which provide tensile and mechanical strength. Okay, so this is the end of the chapter. Okay, thank you for watching the whole my video. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box. You can also write in my email ID, that is kasturi74@gmail.com. Okay. And if you want any test also, you can also give me, write in the comment box. I can also take you a test, providing you the link in the post, and then you can submit your answers in my email ID. I'll provide you that also. Okay. And before that, I would request you to press the like button, share with your friends so that they can also be benefited from these videos. And don't forget to subscribe my channel so that you can get a notification of my next video. And also the last thing, but not the least, that is you need to meditate before sitting to the studies, so that it can increase your concentration, as well as it can increase your memory power. Okay, so thank you for joining, and have a good day. Okay.